You are now listening to the fastest show on iSports Radio. My name is Darryl Kinsey Jr. Welcoming you to the lap of the extra mile for today, August 4th, 2025. And what is fuel mileage is a discussion we're all desperately going to need to have. The F1 Constructors Championship looks like it's pretty well tied up, and we had some sports car racing out in Road America. And a certain manufacturer finally got over the hump this season. We'll talk about that after we pay some bills. We'll be right back after this.
For the last 10 years, iSports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at iSports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iSportsRadio.com. At iSportsRadio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at iSports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making iSports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
And we're back on the extra mile here on iSports Radio, your rec feed for all that is sports. Larry B is my guest for the evening. He'll be joining me the whole time, as we're going to start off with the Formula One Hungarian Grand Prix. Larry, welcome in tonight, and I guess we'll rip the Band-Aid off here at the start. I don't know how you're a team that puts a car on the pole and you can't even find the podium at the end of the race. But Ferrari figured out how to do that.
Well, Darryl, it's been nice. Thank you for having me. I'll see you next week. Oh, my gosh. What? You know, Darryl, okay. As a Raider fan, okay, in honor of football season getting ready to start, 3 nights coming back this weekend, doing good. As a Raider fan, Darryl, I'm used to new lows because the Raiders just when I think they can't do any worse, they just punch me in the face with something new. That's like, wow. But Darryl, this has to be an all-time low for Ferrari. I mean, you've got to be absolutely freaking kidding me. I was rushing to get back to get on here to restart my computer to get this because the disappointment, Darryl, and it's comic. I'm so disappointed. It's comical. I mean, how does that happen? How do you have the fastest car with no cars on the track? Okay. And then you can't even be competitive when there are other cars on the track. I mean, it's frustration to the point to where what are we doing, guys? I mean, a few bumps in the very beginning is what I was, okay, maybe we're expecting this. Darryl, we're in August, man. The season started in March. We're in August and we can't figure it out. This has got to be the most disappointing thing that I've seen Ferrari or went through Ferrari with in a very long time, Darryl.
Yeah. I have no idea how they're second in the constructors right now with how poorly they've done. And with all the belly aching we've done, I look at the standings and they're second and I'm like, how?
How?
They have thrown away every opportunity. You know, it looked like they got something rolling at China when they won the sprint. That immediately went away with a double disqualification, and since then, the Ferrari season has been just a nosedive. And the one thing that caught me from watching the race, Charles Leclerc, there's a radio message about halfway through. It is the longest message I've ever seen them put up on the broadcast. I don't know if you saw it, but it went halfway down your TV screen on the right side. And he is absolutely despondent. Like, he has given up all of the hope he may have had.
I mean, at this point in time, Darryl, what do you do? Because I guess you fight for constructor. I mean, right now it's like I said, it's at its all-time low to where if you're thinking, I don't even know what I'm going to say. Look, if you're trying to win, this isn't the place you're going to win right now. And again, I love my team, but I'll tell you, this is as disappointing can possibly get. And way to just flip off your fans, Ferrari. Way to bring in a legend and have him look like he doesn't even know what he's doing behind the wheel. Way to just ruin a career, another year of Leclerc. I mean, this is bad. And again, you're right. Looking at the points, I mean, obviously it's not even close. You get 559 for McLaren and 260 for Ferrari. Right behind them, we got Mercedes with the 236.
They could fall a third.
They could.
I don't know. With the amount of times that Max has dragged that car across the line, basically by being Max Verstappen, and how badly Ferrari's done, I don't think them slipping to fourth is out of the question.
No. It's an extremely horrible issue right now. And you know what? I don't even feel bad. I don't. Right now, I'm like, good. You know what? Maybe you should stew in your crap for a little bit. I mean, I don't get it. You know, I mean, you try to make Ferrari look like this big juggernaut, like they've been, but it's just frustrating to know that. Again, you can't if you don't give good cars. Okay, if you can't, and what's the excuse, Darryl? Really, what is the excuse? That I can't give you something that can actually say, oh, well, it's not lack of money. I'm sorry.
Well, it can't be. They have they get $50 million or 50 million euros a year just being in Formula One. Thanks, Bernie Ecclestone, for that. They're the only team in professional motorsports I can think of that gets a payment like that. And they can't pull a season together. It makes no sense.
No, it's sad. It's atrocious. And just to look at this whole thing, like I said, it's a joke. It really is. And unfortunately, you got two drivers who I really think highly of. And you know, again, Charles Leclerc, I'm a fan, but Hamilton, my gosh, I mean, being a fan of his for when I used to root against the guy, I was still cheering for him because of how much.
Did you hear his interview after qualifying? You want to talk about a man that's defeated. I don't know if he's going to come back next year. Like, I really think he might say, screw this and be done.
Yeah.
He sounds mentally defeated.
I mean, you can't blame the guy. I mean, when you're used to just winning because of you're really, really, really good at what you do, and you're driving on a team that is just horrible in every facet. You can't get a good card. You finally get something in qualifying. You look good. The page finally looks like it's turning, and again, then you get into the race, and the car just looks like it's I don't know, a Geo. Okay, the car looks like it's a old beat up. I don't know what you want to Toyota Celica, okay, out there on the track with these race cars. I mean, it's insane, man. I don't really know what to say anymore for Ferrari. It's getting old, the crap they're trying to feed us. I mean, again, this is terrible. And again, this is something that I really hope that they take to bed with them when they go to sleep at night. I mean, obviously, unfortunately, they're millionaires, right? They're all these guys that are worth. But look at yourselves real good, because if, in my opinion, Darryl, if I'm a team that's always sucked or that hasn't been that good, at least I can say, you know what, we're still trying and we're still fighting. But when you fell from grace, when you were the team that was one of the teams that were way up here, How do you look at yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, I work for Ferrari, or yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's not the drivers, Joe. No, there's no way on God's green earth that it is the driver.
Well, Lewis Hamilton being over there kills it's the driver's excuse. Because if you can't get it done with him and Charles, there's something fundamentally wrong in Ferrari. But on the other side of things, McLaren, they've wrapped it up, I think, the constructors title at this point, and they deserve it. They won it last year, should have had the driver's title if it wasn't for Lando's mistake at Brazil. This week, though, Norris jumps his teammate who qualified second. They finish 1-2, and it's 9 points going into the summer break. That's going to create an interesting fight to the finish between the McLaren teammates.
It looks good. It's exciting for these guys, isn't it, Darryl? I mean, I look at them and go, you know what? This is something we haven't seen that. Well, and kind of right now, it's funny because before it was, the Silver Arrows, Ferrari, and Red Bull. Now it's like all three of those guys are just taking a major back seat, and McLaren just popped out, and they're like the king right now. And you know what? It's awesome to see it. Let's continue to see the fluctuation. I love these guys right now, man. They're rolling well, and in Norris, Piastri. I mean, it's really cool to see these guys just get out there and dominate like they've been. I mean, it is totally over. The Constructor Series, I mean, it's done. There's no way. I mean, unless they completely just fall off or just don't race the rest of the year. I mean, I honestly think they can just stop racing and they're still going to win the series. I mean, it's incredible, or the year. But yeah, they look great. And it's crazy. I know there's a little bit of tension at the moment from what I could understand. With I don't know if you heard about this, Darryl, with like a little bit of tension between these guys.
I mean, it's two teammates running for a championship. I'm not surprised that they are. You've got that edge going on, but at this point, you've got to. What I like about it is that McLaren's letting them race, because in other series or other teams they would have shut it down, but the championship is still close enough. McLaren still has to race both cars till the end.
Yeah, and
I think that's going to create the drama for the end of the season. Hopefully, they don't hit each other, because we don't want to see that. But I'm glad that they're letting them race, because it gives us one exciting thing to see. As far as Hungarian Grand Prix, it's Hungary. There's not a lot of passing to be done on this racetrack, so it was a pit. It turned into a one-stop strategy because of how cool it was on race day, and they had some rain come in overnight and in the early morning, so it knocked the temperature down. Ended up being a one-stop race that Lando could take advantage of, but
yeah,
now it's the long summer break, and if you're McLaren, you're happy going into the break. I think you're ecstatic. Honestly, if you're McLaren, you just hope your two drivers don't take each other out running for this championship, because one of them is going to win it at the end.
It's true.
Ferrari, you are despondent because you might be second. It's not a smooth second, and you probably should be fourth.
Yeah.
Mercedes, currently 236 points. Kimi Antonelli has struggled through the summer. George Russell has still been there and still running well. Mm-hmm. I think you're happy at that team. You're going to get Russell's contract done, his extension done during the summer break. Kimi is a high schooler. It happens. He's going to be in Formula One for 20 years. He'll get it together.
Yeah.
Red Bull, you just want this season to be over.
I'm sorry.
Where do I count the ways? The car's bad. You had to fire your team principal. Half the summer was dominated by whether or not said star driver was going to leave. Your second driver, because the car is so bad, you switched him out at the start of the year. The guy you replaced him with isn't doing as hot either because the car is so bad. And the only reason you're fourth is because the midfield teams literally don't have the money to challenge you. You are ready for this season to be over.
They're bad, Darryl. They're bad. I mean, yeah. I mean, who's after them? I haven't. Is it Williams behind them? Somebody
It's
like
Williams, who I am happy to see this far up the chain.
right?
After years of seeing them at the bottom, we almost lost that team at one point. For them to be average with what they've gone through, they can take a bow. That car and that team has a bright future going forward, which is a good thing to see. It's always bright when the privateer teams are doing well in Formula One, and we don't have that many of them anymore. So,
No. So it's refreshing. You're right. It is very refreshing to see Williams up there, and yeah. One thing to add to not even to add, just to second, I guess. Yeah. Red Bull. Sorry, guys. This has been anything but your year, and yeah, they are. I mean, if the season ended tomorrow, they'd be like, "Thank you, great, awesome. Like, let's take a very long vacation.
Thank you. See you guys during the winter. Bye."
Yeah, they're hoping that it's over. I mean, yeah, these guys are, but is what it is. I mean, they had a horrible year. They noticed Max is just he's maxed out. I feel bad, poor guy. He's doing everything he can right now to try to hold it together, but he knows, and I mean. I don't know, and it's true. But looking at like going back to Ferrari, I mean, unfortunately, you got Hamilton criticizing himself now. Poor guy. I mean, again, when things are going bad, things go bad, and it sucks. These guys have great character. They're professionals at what they do. But when you look at Ferrari, obviously that's a dumpster fire. But when you look at Red Bull, you're like, yeah, it's. I don't know. There's even more issues, I think, with Red Bull. So, I mean, obviously,
that's a tire fire in over there.
Like, it is.
That is everything you do not want in a championship season. Ever. They have dealt with this year. So they're just happy to be done when the season's over. Let's go ahead and continue. Aston Martin, they're about where they are. Fernando Alonso, coming to the end of his career, can still get you points.
Yeah.
Lance is Lance. Just going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Kick Sauber, they looked dreadful at the start of the year. For them to come up to 7th, that is great for them. Racing Bulls in 8th. For a team that at time has looked better than the A squad, it's disappointing that they're down in 8th, but they had a couple of races there during the summer where they did not score points. That's hampered them. And our wooden spoons of the year, Haas in 9th. They're not going to look great when Cadillac comes in next year.
No. That's exciting to see Cadillac, isn't it?
Yes, I am very excited. Haas isn't, because that's where all the American fan base is going to go, because Haas is just... Gene just needs to go ahead and sell. I think at this point, you've reached your limit. And it really, when the rich energy money turned out to be fake, that killed that team. They have not come back from that.
No, it's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. It's sad, isn't it? It's sad when you see something has happened like that.
And Alpine, they are like a car manufacturer. You forget that with how little they put into the F1 team.
Yeah.
I see that team being up for sale soon, because it feels like they're shutting down the engine program. They're becoming a Mercedes customer car, but it just we don't actually give a damn anymore.
They don't, and when it comes to that point, it's true. It's let's just end it. Let's just end it. Because why? I mean, what's the point of putting more money, or what? Just because you're good for your name to be out there, to sell cars? I mean, it's true. There comes that point to where it's like, what are we doing? Are we out here because we are trying to, get a hustle going on here, or are we out here because we're actually trying to be competitive and win? Right?
I mean, they have money issues over there with Alpine. They are backed heavily by the French government. A lot of drama is going on in France right now with their budget that I am not qualified to discuss on this show right now. All I know is this: when it gets so bad, you're actually thinking of taking holidays off the calendar, your budget's in dire straits.
Sucks. Yeah, it's true. No place to say anything either, but you're right, Darryl. It's crazy, isn't it?
They're in a bad spot, and unfortunately that affects Alpine. It's actually gotten so bad they've paused bringing their cars to America because, well, part of that is because of other political factors we're not going to talk about tonight. But which I'm sad about because now we don't get the Alpine hypercar coming to IMSA. And I was excited to see that car in a couple of years when we go back to Daytona for the Rolex. But really, if you are McLaren, if you are Mercedes, if you are Williams, you're happy about how this season has gone so far.
Oh, yeah. If
you're Aston Martin, you're where you should be. Sauber, given where you had started this season, you're ecstatic to be where you are now. Racing Bulls, Haas, Alpine, and Red Bull, you're ready for this season to be over, pretty much.
True. Very true. Yeah, it's unfortunate when you see that, right? when you see the teams that are, I guess, sinking, but then it's really nice to see the hope for the teams who are like, the hard work is starting to pay off a little bit.
Yeah. So we're not going to take a quick break. We're going to do a quick review of the H1 Unlimited action. The Seattle Seafair was this weekend, and Andrew Tate in the U91 Miss Goodman Real Estate absolutely dominated, won all of its heats, including the final, and qualified on the pole. Maximum points for the weekend. And Andrew Tate has got one hand on the title going into Bay Fair in San Diego in September to wrap up the season. But the exciting thing about H1 Unlimited this weekend, they had a very special guest on Friday. 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson got into the 1977 Blue Blaster, made famous by Chip Hanauer, and got to take a few laps out there on the water with one of the Griffin Budweiser boats as well for a test session. That is important because Jimmy Johnson, a young Jimmy Johnson, was actually photographed at the Seattle Bay Fair sitting on the side of the Blue Blaster after Chip Hanauer blew an engine during a race in the 70s. The boat ended up floating towards the dock, or not towards the dock, towards the shore, and a lot of folks were taking pictures and hanging out with Chip, and Jimmy Johnson's parents sat him on the boat. Somebody got a photo of it, not knowing that kid was going to become one of the greatest NASCAR drivers of all time, and it all came full circle on Sunday, or on Friday, with him getting to drive the Blue Blaster.
That's one of the coolest stories I've ever heard. How about that? That's neat. I had no idea about that. That is super cool. How did he do? How did it go? Did he enjoy riding that thing around?
It actually went really well. He's actually become good friends with Chip Hanauer's family. But he got that thing up to about 97 miles an hour, which on water that's scary. Yeah. Not gonna lie. It's definitely detuned from its racing days, but he got that thing going around. I actually found the photo from the Madison Courier.
That's
cool. See if I can get this up here so we can see it. But
that's pretty cool.
It was pretty awesome to see him get to do that, and I think he may have got the bug for some boat racing, so I'm hoping we get a little bit of Legacy Motor Club H1 Unlimited action. Maybe we could use the boats. Where is
that'll be awesome. That is really cool. I love that.
So this is from the Madison Courier, and this is the actual photo from the 70s. This is like get all these ads out of here. Jeez Louise.
That is really something. How cool is that? Look at that Blue Blaster. There he is, circled. That is cool.
Sorry, and that's Bill Muncie who was driving the boat. Excuse me. But there's Bill Muncie there, and there's Jimmy Johnson.
I love it. That is really
a future 7-time champion checking out some boat races.
I love it, man. That is one of the coolest stories I've ever heard in all of sports. I love that.
Yeah. I'm just glad I was able to come around. Bill Muncie was a legend in this sport, unfortunately, with how hydroplane races go. Unfortunately, he was one of the drivers back in the 70s and 80s, a long list of drivers in racing in general, to lose their lives to the racing we love. But to see this, it was beautiful. And I'm happy that Jimmy got to do that. And hopefully we get to see him around boat racing more often. But hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, IMSA was in Wisconsin. And we got to have a talk about NASCAR and how fuel economy actually works. We'll talk about this on the other side of the break here on the Extra Mile iSports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. iSports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, iEsports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
And we're back here in the Extra Mile iSports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Darryl and Larry here with you this evening. It's time to get into IMSA. They were racing out at Road America this weekend, and unfortunately, this is the problem when it gets to this part of the season. You only have enough screens for so much racing. And this race is on at the same time as the NASCAR race is on. So I'm trying to flip through watching both races. From what I caught of the IMSA race was very compelling, as it always is at Road America. There's a reason this race is getting upgraded to a 6-hour enduro next year, because it is one of the best sports car racing tracks in America. I know NASCAR raced here. The races were okay, but this track is built for IndyCar and the bikes, because the bikes do run here as well, and IMSA as well.
It was awesome. I loved it. I mean, this race, oh man, I had as many screens as I could open for all these races, man. And yeah, this should be a longer race. I love Road America. I mean, seriously, this is one of the coolest plays. I'd love to see IMSA at Barber, man. That'd be fun too. But this is just a really great track, really fun race. I mean, I don't know if I want to get into everything just yet, but man, BMW, Paul Miller, oh my gosh, I mean, it was a great race. Lots and lots of, I don't know, it was neat. Lots of overtaking, lots of action, lots of drama. I loved it a lot. It was a lot of fun. Lots of I don't know. I'm excited for the winners. I mean, just a super fun track and something we need to really think about getting a longer race into, I believe, because seriously, this is a track that I feel very grateful to have a part of any circuit that we get to watch. And it's really cool to see how all these different cars are able to, excel on this track.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the results up as IMSA does a lot of things well. Updating the website is not one of them.
I'll tell you though, that GTP, man, that BMW, that man, I'll tell you right now, they looked good. I mean,
okay, so I got the results. It's about time BMW finished off one of these races, because that has been a great car in qualifying all season. Yes. But just had the dumbest things happen to them during races. They should have won Long Beach, but they had a caution. Untimely caution come out, and Porsche just ran away with it, which Porsche did for most of that season, up until the big BOP changes. But BMW, RLL, team Rahal Letterman Lanigan in their last year with the BMW, they get a 1-2 finish with the 24. Philip Eng and Dries Vanthoor taking the win. Matt Whitman and gosh, I hate the very German names.
Yes.
Vanderlyn picking up the second in the number 25.
I'll tell you, they looked good. I mean, really, overall, man, that dang BMW, those true. They've had a lot of dumb things happen to them. So to see them get this, and make it happen, that was really cool. Overall, I mean, the margin wasn't so big, I mean, I think it was like 2.5 seconds, right? I mean, really cool to see this. That car looked really, really, really good early on. You kind of knew, it's a special car. Something's going to happen. So I feel like a key to their success was an early final pit stop. I mean, I thought that was very strong. At roughly 1 hour before the finish, I want to say, which actually paid off. A full course yellow allowed them to leapfrog other drivers, of course, during the restart phase. So, the week really capped BMW's first GTP win, right, of the season, as you have already said. And this marks a 24th overall class victory for Team RRL with those Road America. So pretty cool, man. Nice to see that. You've seen, I mean, obviously there's more, but Acura Meyer Shank Racing finished third with Tandy. I mean, not Tandy. I'm sorry, Nick. How do you say his name? Yellowley, I believe.
Nick Yellowley.
Yes, Yellowley.
Nick Yellowley. Excuse me. It's Nick Yellowley and Renner van der Zand. Marco Whitman and Sheldon van der Linde were in the number 25, by the way. So just want to editors note those names.
So, I mean, seeing those guys out there, I felt that it was great. I felt that they really, it was a fun race. It really was. In GTP, for sure. I mean, obviously, fun, the funnest class to watch. It's the fastest cars out there. But still, really, really good stuff in that prototype class. Loved it.
Yep. AO Racing, Spike goes 2 for 2. Picking up the win with PJ Hyatt and Dane Cameron for AO Racing. That 99 has been strong this year. AO Racing in general has been strong with Spike and Roxy, and now our Spike, Rexy, Roxy all now picking up wins at some point in the season. CrowdStrike Racing comes home second. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I'm getting this right because I'm having to jump from list to list. Into Europol, ends up second. They rebound well from what happened in Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, where they should have won that race and had some sort of brake failure to bring up the final caution there. And TDS Racing ends up third in LMP2. And that brings us to the GT cars, where BMW sweeps the pro categories with Paul Miller Racing winning from Ford Multimatic Motorsports and Dragon Speed Ferrari rounding out the podium there. And in the GTD, it would be, hold on, make sure I'm getting this right. GTD, there we go. It is, this is very Italian. Triarsi I'm going to let the resident Italian say this one. Hold on. I'm not even going to try that one.
Onofrio Triarsi.
Thank you. He says it better than I do. They actually got around, actually made a late race pass on Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller Motorsports. I'm not Pratt Miller, sorry. This order is so jumbled up because the Corvette was actually up here. DXDT was actually up there in the final, but they fell all the way back to 8th. But it was the Ferrari that would end up picking up the win. And second would be Forte Racing in the Lamborghini. And third would be Conquest Racing in their Ferrari to wrap up GTD, the amateur category. In what was, it's been, we say this every year, but IMSA puts on good racing. So just it'll be up on YouTube if you missed it live. So make sure you watch it there. If you have Peacock, watch the re-air. I'm probably going to watch the re-air when I get off of here and just enjoy it. Sports car racing's fun, man. I got to see Daytona, and you can tell how good it is because I talk about it every week on this show at this point. That was a fun race, but
it was. And honestly, Darryl, you have every right to talk about it because, man, it is just, really, again, just some of my favorite racing, sports car racing. And again, like I always say, every single time you say it, I have you to thank for this. I didn't even really know too much about this, man. I really, really, really had no idea. I did, but I didn't. But then the Extra Mile came along in 2017. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. And then I just got deeper and deeper, and now I'm all over it. But this has just been a really fun season. Again, we're getting closer to the end now. But again, congratulations again that ARCA LMP2, man. Those guys, Hyde and Cameron, they look great. Second straight win, man. They're looking good, as you already talked about. And the GTP class, that was super cool too. From what I understand, this is their first actual win together. Pretty cool. Verhagen and Snow, and then obviously in the GTD class, man, that was awesome. that was a signature win for the team. And and there we go. Sorry, I didn't see the private message. Triassi Competizioni.
There we go.
It is a really, really fun language because we always say in Italian you chew your words like every single letter you sound out. Like if there's 14 letters, Darryl, trust me, you sound every one of them out.
Good to know.
Right? Isn't that funny about Italian versus French, where it could be a one syllable word that's like 15 letters long, so it's like the opposite.
So going forward, these are the remaining races, and we're going to be saying this a lot now that we're getting to this part of the year. The remaining races in IMSA. At the end of the month, they will be in Virginia at VIR for the Michelin GT Challenge. That will be LMP2 cars joining both GTD categories there. And then it'll be 2 endurance races to end the season. The TireRack.com Battle on the Bricks at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, September 19th through the 21st. And the season will end the Motul Petit Le Mans October 8th through 11th. Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, 10 hours to wrap up this season. And they have to wait until January to do it all over again. And we're going to miss it.
Bummer.
So that is it for IMSA this week. Now we get into NASCAR, the Iowa Corn 350. And I think we got to start off with a conversation of how the fuel management estimates work, because there's been a lot of conversation about that the last couple of weeks. Bubba Wallace's team pretty much said if they didn't get one to go when they did, they would have ran out. William Byron, at one point on the NBC graphic, had 4% estimated fuel left. There's no way he should have made it, and he crawled that thing to the finish.
That was crazy.
You hear him on the radio, because people keep talking on social media that, oh, the commentators are trying to build up the drama. No, they're playing the radio, and the crew chief is telling him, back it down, back it down, back it down more, back it down more, back it all the way down. I'm like, how slower do you want him to go at this point?
Just coast. Take your foot off the gas. See how far it takes you, Let the wind.
Well, that's actually what he started doing at the end, where they were like, he was half throttle down the straightaway and coasting through the corners.
I was sorry, that was crazy.
He was trying to get that thing home.
Oh man, you feel for him. But yeah, no. Fuel isn't. This is crazy, right? I mean, the fuel game is something so different than like the racing itself, because
yes,
that's why, guys, I'm telling you out there, even though the driver is important, but I mean, you got these engineers, you got everybody that is helping this car go. It's not just the driver out there on the track. I mean, it's incredible the math that goes into auto sports. And yeah, this was crazy. I mean, fuel mileage, especially on a track like this, that was the big old mystery, man. I thought that was the $1 million question on Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah. Byron really made that fuel stretch, and it helped / hurt, because stage 3 was really where it got aggressive, because it was hard to pass at Iowa on Sunday. So stage 3, it became all take. You had a lot of cautions that helped out some drivers that we'll talk about on the other side. But Byron managed to make the fuel last. And it's not that they're trying to manufacture drama. There was no guarantee Byron was going to make it that far. He's run out of fuel twice this season. At Michigan and last week, he ran out of fuel. So they were really stretching it. And the thing that folks have to understand when it comes to the commentators, they only have an estimate. So they're really working by how the team is feeling about it. But yes, they're going to play up that drama to end the race of who's going to run out of fuel. Yeah. That's kind of how this game works. But Byron managed to make the fuel last and finally pull off one of these races where he dominated, because other than Daytona 500, 24 has had a quiet season, but not for a lack of trying. Should have won Charlotte, but then got pipped by Chastain, then had some issues during the summer. I feel like that's been a theme on this episode this week. Yeah. But then he comes into Iowa, finally gets it done.
I'm happy for him, man. I mean, hey, my driver, I've been, I inherited him, obviously, because of the Gordon era, in that car, and cheering this guy on. He's been great. And last year he had a really, I mean, to think after last year too, I was like, I thought he was going to come into this season just storming, but it's true. It's been a very, very rough year. Crazy to think, first victory since Daytona. That's February, like you said. I mean, wow. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, that range of fuel, over 144 laps, man. He stretched that sucker and well beyond the typical 100 lap window you would usually see there. So he led 141 of 350 laps, and the last 74 he led. So I mean, it's crazy to think, how that happened all together. But when it really comes down to it, you think to yourself, this guy's a technician in the car. Like he's, what's going on? But you're right, man. Unfortunately, there should be a few more wins on there, but that's racing, right, Darryl? That's racing. I mean, unfortunately, you're going to get picked up in accidents and crap,
Everybody can count the races they should have won, and you can count them on two hands. But the good news for Byron is that puts him back in front of the regular season points championship by 18 over Chase Elliott. Kyle Larson, who didn't have the greatest day, is now 45 points back, and Denny Hamlin 51, Christopher Bell 86 back to round out the top five. Chase Briscoe finished second on Sunday. Another heartbreaker for Brad Keselowski. Had an opportunity to bring some chaos into the championship. Ran up front, won both stages. Could only muster third. Does score the most points during the day, but because of how badly the start of his season ran, that doesn't matter. Brad's got to win one if he wants to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's at that point right now, and it sucks. It's true. He finished third, but after, two stages, man, rough. That fuel gamble at the end, race dynamics, just everything's kind of fell for him, and what a bummer. I mean, it's tough go for him. But to go, really quick, revert back to Chase Briscoe, man. I mean, start on the pole, bro. It sucks, I mean, and that's like his sixth pole of the season, isn't it, Darryl? Like he's gotten.
Briscoe's on his Ryan Newman game this year. He's collecting all those poles.
He's got poles. But call him Home Depot, man. He's got poles here and poles there. Unfortunately, Darryl, he doesn't have enough checkered flags to hang from them poles.
Yeah, he's got to put some checkered flags to go over those poles. Unfortunately, he has not been able to make that happen as much as he'd want to this season. Ryan Blaney, last year's winner, finished fourth. Ryan Preece, another guy trying to get into the championship, was fifth. Shout out to Bubba Wallace. This third stage, let's talk about it. Gets put in the wall by John Hunter Nemechek, breaks a toe link, goes 3 laps down. You think at that point the race is over. I thought, okay, thank God we won last week, but this race is over. They get the toe link fixed and get back out there. There's 11 cautions, so they're able to work on the car to get it back to where it should be, and it gets the lucky dog. Final restart, he's 32nd. He finished 6th. That is a never give up type of day. And if this team wins the championship, look back to Iowa, because this is the type of race that ends up on the championship DVD. That's the turning point.
That's who he is, Darryl, right? I mean, last week, bummer. I knew I wanted to join you last week, man. Just couldn't find the time. But last week's race, I'm sorry. I don't know. The comment at the end was awesome. How many races? How many days is my last race?
Zero.
I love that. I mean, he's a competitor, man. That's what competitors do. I don't care if he hasn't won 50 races right now or whatever. Michael Jordan has the right man there behind the wheel, because this guy, I'll tell you right now, just like I want to go out on my shield. I don't care.
Yes.
If I will die on the battlefield because you're not taking me out, and that's him. He will give you, until that freaking checkered flag races, he'll get out there on a freaking bicycle, I think, if he has to. I mean, the guy, like he will not quit. I mean, that's what I love about him. And look at what he did. Look what he was able to do, man. So it's true. I'm pulling hard for him. I hope he gets in that championship 4. I want one for Bubba, man, so damn bad. I just want it so bad. And you know what? I love it because he wants it more than I'm not going to look. I know they're all competitors on that track, right, Darryl? Everyone wants it. But it's like he'll do whatever he's got to do. And to me right there, that's the kind of guy you want behind the wheel or on your team in whatever you do, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, I love it, and he's been through a lot of strengthening with mental health. He's talked about it at length about his struggles with mental health and driving in the sport and all the crap he's had to deal with being in this sport. Let's call it what it is, crap. Yeah. But he has the baby. People say that the baby slows down. I think the baby makes you more focused because you want to show the kid, hey, your dad's good at this. And I think we're seeing that now. He's got the family around him. He's got a great support structure. Chris Denanke is a great crew chief that's been able to work with him this year. I think that has been a huge hit for 23-11. And now you go into the championship, specifically with that 23. There's not, if they bring the cars that they are used to bringing, they should make the championship 4. There's a couple of tracks in there they can win. He's good at most of the others. They have a shot, and they're starting deeper in the playoffs this year than they did their last time. They were 16th last time out in 2023. Right now, they are 9th as things sit, although Bubba did move up to 10th in the regular season point standings, but he is still right now 9th as far as where he would start in the chase or the playoffs, whatever you want to call it. They're in a much better spot. You get 2 good races out of that first round, and you start talking some dangerous things going on for the end of the playoffs at that point.
Oh, boy, do you, but they're in such a great place though right now. And I'm really loving it. I'm loving that team, and I mean, hey, not to steal anything away from Bubba, but I'll tell you, man, I'm really happy for Michael too, because you know what, Earl, it's funny because, and that's why, man, and I know it's, it's funny. My wife and I had a conversation kind of like, but we have in the past, Earl, like in the group and everything. I absolutely despise how football just isn't what it used to be. Obviously, a lot of things, unfortunately, have contributed to it not being what it is. A lot of owners want to, protect their assets with the money they're putting into these players. But you know what's crazy, Darryl? These team owners like Michael Jordan, Darryl, please explain to everybody when a $500,000 car is wrecked. I'm sure we all know whose pocket it comes from, right? To fix that car.
Yeah.
In what? I mean, these owners want to cry, oh, my quarterback is hurt. Oh, I lost my receiver. I'm sorry, but if something bad happens to that car, I think this owner over here is paying way more money. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. He's got to fix that car.
I mean, at least you get the player back. You don't get that car back if you wreck it bad enough.
Thank you.
A couple of them have just been write-offs. Thankfully, that 23 car will live to see another day. But I've seen a couple of them where it's junk. And we've seen a couple of those over the years pick a wreck.
And it sucks.
It does. But thankfully, they're able to come back. But thankfully, for the 23-11 team, they're in a good spot. Now they just got to get Tyler Reddick locked in because they dodged a bullet, but that car was not as fast as it used to be. I don't know what's going on with Tyler Reddick. He's just been a slump this year, by the way.
Yeah, it hasn't been his year, man. But yeah, but real quick to finish off on that, I'm just saying, you know what, for Michael, I'm loving it right now because the man has put tons of money into this. He's put money that he'll probably never see again. So to see his cars out there winning, I wanted to win a championship so bad because I was just such a fan of him growing up. But yeah, so going back to Reddick, oh my gosh, man. Not your year, but he's been having a I don't know what you want to call it. He's been having a I don't even know who could. He's been I'm sorry, Darryl.
What?
He's been having a Wizards kind of year.
I don't know. The Wizards are so off the radar for me right now.
Reddick has been racing a lot like how the Wizards played last season. It's just not there. It's just not there. Poor guy.
So, well, speaking of not there, and we're right up against this, I'll make this one quick. Kyle Larson finished 28th yesterday. Started third, got into a dust-up with his teammates. He's third. It's kind of like what's going on with Ferrari in Formula One. He's high in the points. You wouldn't know that if you didn't look at the chart because he has had a season from hell at certain points. And I don't know what's going on in that 5 car, but he does not look like the Larson of old.
Yeah, there's something up, isn't there? And it's crazy. It's true. You wonder. It's kind of funny. You're right. You could really relate that to Ferrari because it's the truth. I mean, he's second in the regular season standings, which is insane. But he's only got what 3 wins, I think, or this year. He's got a couple wins under his belt. But I mean, it's crazy. I don't know. I mean, I could think of a few things. I mean, okay. Obviously what's been crappy this year for him? The double again. Just
Yeah, I think he's done with that, by the way.
oh yeah. I mean, he wrecked in both. Ouch. She got a 35th, 6th, 7th, 8th something in Charlotte, and he didn't even finish the race in Indy. The rain threatened to end it again. I mean, ouch. Okay. Over the 2 months. I would say Dover, he only had like 3 top 10 finishes in 8 races, I want to say. I mean, so
Yeah, he's only had 3 in his last 8, and that's weird because I forgot this. He won 3 races this year.
yeah.
This is and then after that, he's just gone on this streak of that car just can't stay in the top 10.
No. I mean, it's bad. I mean, his average finish was nearly between 20th and 30th. I mean, down from down from earlier.
Yeah, well, it's 13th right now. His average start is 12th.
Golly.
It should be worse though. He has not been able to put 3 races together.
No, you're right. He hasn't. And you know what's even crazier, Darryl? And I mean, I don't know if this is 100% accurate. Obviously, I mean, you've got a lot more. You would be able to answer this, but road courses. I mean, he's actually known to be a pretty good road course driver, and at least from what I've seen in the past. And he looked terrible at Mexico City, Sonoma. He looked like crap. Nashville. I think he even qualified 28th.
Yeah, the road courses this year for Larson has not been great. Started 7th, finished 32nd at Coda. Went to where is it there? There it is. Qualified 6th in Mexico, finished 36th. Chicago, okay, he was decent. Qualified 14th, finished 13th. Mm-hmm. And then Sonoma qualified 11th, finished 35th. Larson's usually pretty good on the road courses. He has been terrible there this year.
It's just been bad. And you know what's crazy, Darryl? I mean, he's actually acknowledged it. You have heard his interviews and everything. He's acknowledged that this is the toughest skid of his career, even dating back before joining Hendrick Motorsports, really. He continues to express optimism, but he admits that his motivation really has been tested from what I remember hearing him say in the past and recently, and he's now pivoting to stage a redemption arc, obviously, in the final 5 regular season final 5 regular season races around here. But I don't know, man. A top finish at Dover, 4th place, marked a promising rebound, I guess, and lifted his spirits, but it's been rough, man. He just hasn't had it, and despite the high standing, the high 2nd place standing right now, his season has felt crappy for many, many reasons. And it's just, due to repeated bad finishes and missed opportunities, especially during high profile events, but with this, I don't know, with his few wins and the points at the moment, I mean, at least he's still there. He's salvaged something. This goes to show you he's pretty darn good. He's even in his crappiest, he's still pretty solid. But yeah, man, I guess it just sucks. I'm not gonna bash on the guy, but it's just one of those years he's gonna want to forget. I don't know how far he's gonna get in the playoffs, when we get there. But yeah, man, Larson's had a Ferrari kind of year.
Well, he should get far in the playoffs, but who knows at this point? It's just it's hard because he won 3 races at the beginning of the year, but then it's just been up and down this year. It's probably one of the more confusing 3-win seasons in recent memory when it comes to Larson, but those playoffs are going to be a different animal. We are right up against it, so quickly, Sunday, August 10th, we go road course racing again. SVG is going to factor heavily in this race at Watkins Glen for the Go Bowling at the Glen. Then we'll have the Cookout 400 in my neck of the woods in Richmond. Won't be able to make it this year, but we'll try to do that again. Actually, this will be the first of 2 straight Saturday races. Thank God they put that race back on Saturday evening, by the way, because the last time we went on Sunday, Lord, it was hot. Thank God it's back on Saturday. And the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Pray that the rain stays away, because we know how Florida is in the summer. That'll be on Saturday, August 23rd to wrap up the regular season. And if you're a Bubba Wallace fan, you don't have to sweat that race for the first time in God knows how long. But hey, seriously, Larry, thank you so much for joining. Racelets podcast will be back on next week to talk IndyCar. Probably Alex Plo Championship at that point, but we'll see. We'll see.
Give him the trophy. Just give him the trophy.
But hey, thank you guys so much for listening to this edition of The Extra Mile. Hey, we will see you in the next green flag. Good night, everybody.